Hey everyone, Art McDermott here. Question I get asked a lot about is supplements. And there are some people out there in the industry who say, oh, don't even talk about supplements, don't recommend them. I violently disagree with that, and I'll explain why as we move through my list here. And there's a lot of stuff that's on here that's quite optional. I mean, this is just what I happen to do, not just me, but my situation to address my personal unique situation, right? Everyone's different, just like you can't give everyone the same prescription medicine because everybody is unique. Same thing goes for supplements. A lot of things are optional depending on your unique situation. But let's talk about what I think are the core group of things you should be taking, and then we'll talk about some of the stuff that may be optional depending on your situation. Now, I will say first off, I'm not a physician. A lot of physicians dismiss supplements out of hand. No, don't should be taking them. And here's the argument that they use. If you eat a good, nutritious diet, you should be getting all your multiple vitamins and minerals through that diet. Well, there's two problems there. Number one, nobody eats a good diet. Nobody. I've been looking at food logs for hundreds of food logs over years and years and years. I recall seeing one that was pristine. This girl, she was a teenager, athlete, turned in a food log to me. I said, "Is this what you really eat?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's unbelievable. Don't change a thing." It was spectacular. That's one food log over years and years and years of analysis of food logs that people have turned into me. So that's number one, right? That nobody eats well. Right? Nobody eats well. Number two, the quality of food in our society right now has decreased over the decades. The same salad, for example, that I may have eaten as a kid in, let's say, it's called the 70s, is not the same salad today. The soil has changed, the composition has changed, the processing has changed. It's not the same food. So there are two really strong arguments to say, oh, just eat a good diet and you get everything you need. So I disagree with that, but let's walk through the list right now, okay? So first of all, we have a good multivitamin. Why a multivitamin? Just for all those reasons I just explained. It's kind of the shotgun blast to make sure you get everything covered. And another old fallacy was like, oh, Americans have the most expensive urine in the world. Okay, that's also a foolish adage. It does not apply, okay, to the real world because of the reasons I just listed. Nobody eats well. The food that's available to us is a very poor quality. So make sure you're covered, all right? No one's eating 7, 8 helpings of vegetables a day. It's just not happening. So we need the good multivitamin for that purpose. Number two, fish oil. Specifically, the acids that are in fish oil are EPA, DHA. All right, the studying and the research on fish oil is irrefutable as to the benefits. They can go on and on and on about it. But short version, because of how we process our food in this country now, the omega-3 content has dropped tremendously. We need to bring that back up. All right, so it's in balance with the omega 6s and 9s, as it should be, as it had always historically been, but now we need to bring it back up. Largely fish oil, think of it as body weight dependent. If you're heavier, I tend to skew towards the 4 grams of fish oil per day. If you're smaller, lighter frame or body weight, you can probably go with 2 per day. But stick with this, and you want to look at the EPA, DHA content. How much of that are you really getting? That's the bang for the buck stuff in there, right? That's the stuff you really want. So make sure there's a high content of that. Next on the list we have aspirin. And good old-fashioned aspirin, 80 grains is how it's measured. We want to have 80 grains in there. It's shown to have some heart protective qualities to it. It's just a good addition. So a lot of physicians you will find are also on board with this. So just make sure it's very simple to do. It's also called a baby aspirin, however you want to refer to it. Throw that in there. The next one is a little less commonly known. It's curcumin, which is a component of turmeric, which is included in curry dishes, as you would find in India. A lot of studies have shown that curcumin has some very strong brain protective qualities. This is why I include it in my nutritional protocol, is strictly for brain health. I just like the research that I've read on it, so I have 1 gram per day of curcumin. The next on the list is CoQ10, 250 milligrams of CoQ10. CoQ10 is an energy producing enzyme. It helps the production of energy specifically in cardiac muscle. Now, here's the extra caveat. Again, I'm not a physician, but if you're on statins, and a lot of people are, millions of people are, statins tend to deplete the heart of CoQ10, which is pretty ironic, right? Because it's meant to treat cholesterol, which is supposed to protect the heart. But it depletes CoQ10 in the body. So make sure, especially if you're on statins, 250 of CoQ10 per day. So I've got my brain additional stuff, I got my heart additional stuff, I got my shotgun effect, and I've got my fish oil so far. Now, next one is the darling of the nutrition industry. And again, most physicians are on board with this one, vitamin D. Okay, during the winter months, I happen to be filming in New England. This is summer right now, so I drop it down to 1,000 IUs, the unit of measure they like to use, international units. 1,000 IUs of vitamin D per day. I will bump that up to 2,000, sometimes 3,000 in the winter when we can go quite a good period of time without seeing the sun in New England. So that can be an issue because the skin in contact with the sun produces vitamin D. All right, so make sure you get that in there. And a good, one of those, back to the shotgun effect, particularly if you have a job or an activity in which you sweat profusely. You're going to lose minerals. So this is a multi-mineral, a good multi-mineral, has calcium, magnesium, zinc, potassium. It's got some other ones, some trace elements in it. These are the big ones that you're looking for, okay? And you want to make sure you get that in there. I like that particularly during the summer months. I'll take the minerals and it helps me, just me, keep cramping away from my muscles, all right? So if I'm losing a lot of fluids because of my training, if I'm outdoors a lot doing work outside where you're profusely sweating and all of a sudden your mineral levels drop, all right, you can start to get muscle cramping, all right? And this will help prevent that. So now there are a lot of other optional type of things right there. That is between you and your physician. Make sure your physician is well read on the advantages of supplements. There's a lot of things you can be doing out there. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful about if you're, this is particularly if you're over age 50, 55, this is a nice solid starting point for you for supplements. Good luck.